Okay. All right, you guys. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. Unmute. Am I good? Okay. Okay. So I think I've interacted with quite a few of you, but if you don't know who I am, my name is Stacy. I am a 4K leader. I've been with Thrive for just going into 8 months. So I'm pretty new. And just to know a little bit about me, I am an empath by nature, but I am learning to become an empowered empath. So that is huge for me. I had a breakthrough when we did our Zoom that was for the vision board, and that day, Jess had asked if anyone wanted any prayer said for them, and that was my first step to just peeling off a layer of myself and opening myself up to the team. And it was just groundbreaking for me. And then that night, Shay invited me to share my vision, which I never ever would have volunteered to do, because being vulnerable is not something I allowed myself to do after being in a very toxic relationship for over 20 years. I pretty much hid to avoid being recognized or noticed or draw attention to myself. So this is huge for me. And that's why I want to talk about passion tonight and what that means to me and how we can apply the passion that we have to our business. And so I think that this quote that I found, I'm reading the book Untamed by Glennon Doyle, and I've never actually written in a book so much as I have this one. So if you don't have it and you haven't read it, really you should. I mean, it's really offbeat and just really quirky, and she gives you all of these excerpts from her life that just kind of are all building together these puzzle pieces. And so this is what gives me my drive right here, and I hope that it gives you the same drive. And I'm going to have to read it because I can't quote it. It's too long. She says, there is life meant for you that is truer than the one you are living. But in order to have it, you will have to forge it yourself. You will have to create on the outside what you are imagining on the inside. Only you can bring it forth, and it will cost you everything. I read that kind of slow because if I read it too quickly, you miss what the insinuations are here, that we are like steel being forged, and only we can design who we're going to be, because we are the only ones that see it. And so much of the world is trying to decide and shape who we are and what we do and how we do it. And then I lived in a relationship like that without even knowing it for over 20 years. And it's only now that I don't have to ask permission anymore to be who I am or to have the thoughts that I have, and to just own who I am, I guess. And so this is the passion. This should be your why. It's the only vision because it's your vision. You're the only one that can see that vision. And when I first started with Thrive, my reason wasn't weight loss. It was my mental health. I was literally hopeless. I had become so depressed that dragging myself out of bed and getting through the day, and then just knowing that I had to check mark everything I had to do and then just get back in bed. And I would see Shay, and she was so full of light and so positive. And I thought, this is what I need. I need to feel like that. And it has become and evolved into so much more. And I've peeled back so many more layers of who I am, that I am finding the vision I have for myself, my true passion, my my goals for who I truly want to be. And it, for all of you that have joined and you're so young, this is so amazing because I'm going to be 50 next year and I feel like I've lost so much time. So, you know, just really embrace this, you guys. It's just so amazing. And I think that for me, and I believe you would all feel the same way, but when you become passionate about something, you study. You learn, you research, you try and glean as much information everywhere that you can, because you feel so inspired and you want to share, that you want to know more and more and more about what you're wanting to share. Like, have you ever had that where you're just like, I think Danielle had a post and she just wanted to scream from the rooftops when she was paying things off, and it's just like, you just have this knowledge, you just, everybody needs to hear it. And that is what our passion is. You can't stop sharing it. When you're inspired, it shouldn't be difficult to talk to people about what we're doing. And so I think that, one, we have to become vulnerable, because without being vulnerable, we aren't going to grow and become genuinely who we are. And that's the most difficult part, breaking down what we're willing to share, and then breaking down a little bit more and sharing a little bit more each time. I think that as we evolve, we can be letting go of all of the negativity that was in our past, and we can then be bringing forward the positive things that came from it. I have, when I had my breakthrough, I immersed myself literally in self-development, and I still right now, 3 months later, listen to self-development for the majority of the day. It's my fuel. It's what keeps me fired up and keeps me going. I started with The Magic, and then The Secret, and The Power, and now I'm on to The Hero. But I listen to those all the time, and then mixed in with that, I just have so many other books that I'm reading and listening to. But these have been the things that have really empowered me to find gratitude and love, because the more we're grateful for what we have, the more passion that we can have, because we have more love for the things that are around us that are just so simple, just the simplest things. And that's the difference right there. That's the difference with Lavelle. That's the difference with Thrive. We have all of these golden nuggets. We have unmatched trainings. We have unmatched product development. We have everything that anybody would ever want. And when we have that fire lit, when we want to level up, when we become so passionate we can't stop talking about it, that's what people see. That's what people want, because they want just a tiny bit of your fairy dust. You know, I mean, literally, they just want just a little sparkle. And from there it just grows, and I just never thought I would be where I am, but this is the thing. This is my passion. For years I've been trying to figure out, because I love helping people. I love nutrition, and I'm very passionate about it. I always have been, with my kids, with Clint, my new husband, and his kids, and I just talk about it all the time, and I love it. And this is just the perfect fit. I just feel like that's that puzzle piece that is going to bring me to who I am. And I hope that as you guys are going through your journey, you're finding all of your puzzle pieces, all of your little bits of passion and your visions and your goals, and they're all starting to fit together. Because when you're envisioning it and the universe is bringing it to you, you have those aha moments like, oh, that's why this happened. Oh, that's why I'm where I'm at now. And it's just like, wow, mind blown. And so I think that the difference between having passion and are we here to serve versus here to sell out of desperation, that's where we can really draw the line with this MLM. We don't need to beg for people to join us. We don't need to say, I've got these open spots, come with me. We're just here. We're doing our thing. We're doing what we love. And because we love it, people are coming. That's what I love about this business. I don't have to ask anybody to do it. I have this, just in this month of June, 2 ladies I never had on my potential list. message me and say, and this is because I even did it on Facebook and I had never done it because I was afraid of offending our family, that I'm doing that now. And I've had people come to me that I never even thought would be interested, that are just loving it. And that just fills my heart. That makes me feel so good. But what if I had not shared? I would have kept that blessing from them. And that's what we're doing. We're serving others by sharing what we do, not sharing the negative side of that, but the exciting part of that. I'm a Pollyanna by nature, and sometimes that gets me in trouble because I always want to think the best of people, and I can get really taken advantage of. And that's something I'm very careful with, and I'm working on. But if we're sharing out the positive side of every part of our day, oh my gosh, I just had this hideous 60 seconds, but I was able to stop, regroup, call myself out on my thoughts, my feelings, and decide where I want to be with affirmations and how I really want to feel. Am I emitting love? Am I emitting gratitude? Then we're drawing people to us. And I think that is the biggest thing that we can do that makes a difference with what we're doing. And so what I've done for me, because it's really easy to just get sucked in now that I'm home full time into doing this all day long, I had to create a foundation. I had to give myself my non-negotiables. I had to decide what it was I was going to be doing every day and an allotment of time. And I know that you guys with little kids, it's a lot harder, teenagers, all of that. And I'm an empty nester now, so I have a totally different perspective. But I respect what you did, because I had 6 kids of my own. And when we blended families, I had 4 more, and that gave us 10. So I know what it's like to be cuckoo crazy. I do, I get it. And the only way I survived was a checklist with allotted amounts of time that I could give myself to do things. And I still do this to this day, because I get sucked into just wanting to just totally pour into it the entire day, and I have to check myself. And so that right there is huge for me. So when I did come home and I had those 3 weeks of trying to figure out what I was doing with my life, I made a foundation. Thank you, Rachel Hollis. My 3 steps is my first corner. My second corner is my fitness. My third corner is self-development and gratitude. And my fourth corner is my hydration and my good nutrition. And that has become my foundation. Everything else that I do, I fill in as I'm building myself and peeling off those layers. My hobbies, my business, my 5s, my IPAs, my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, any kind of commitment and consistency. I don't want to ever commit to posting more than 2. And then if it's a great day, I post 3. But even though they say to do 3, I can't be consistent with that. And I'm not going to set myself up to fail that way. So if you're a busy mom, decide what you really can do. And if you can give extra, great, but always be able to know that your consistency line is right here. I think that's huge. It's better if they know, oh, we're going to pop in and see Stacy in the morning, and she's going to show us her 3 steps before she leaves for the day. And then if she gets time, we might see her at lunch, or she might throw up a quote and she's already put her post up. And then I know I'm going to talk to her when she's on her way home from work and doing dinner. That was my setup when I was working full time. So you just have to decide what your non-negotiables are and how you're going to fit them into your day, and then be consistent about it. And then if you miss, you just hop on and you just say, oh my gosh, you guys, today was crazy. Sorry I missed you. They love that. They love the consistency. They love knowing they can count on you, because you have that core group of people that are always watching you, always. And then you get your new people in. And so just make sure that you have your foundation. If we don't have a foundation, it's really easy to get discouraged and start watching everybody else and what they're doing. And then you get in that I wish mode. And you know as well as I do that I wish isn't going to get us anywhere. We have to be doing it. Our goals, our dreams, we have to put them into action, and we can't sit back and start feeling sorry for ourselves, because that is when we lose our momentum. And I'm not saying that I haven't had those moments. I'm not saying I won't have those moments again, but these are the pep talks that I give to myself. Anytime I start feeling down, I really seriously just step back. I have learned how to assess my feelings, and I've talked to myself about why I'm feeling that way and why I should or shouldn't be feeling that way. And then we just move on and let it go. And I think that that's really important. We can get so stuck in our heads sometimes that we forget that it's okay to be okay with how we felt, and then to just push on and be done with those emotions. And I love that about our tribe, because we can just pop into any one of our chats and just say, I am needing just some love right now, some prayers. And it's just like, oh, somebody's got my back. It's so refreshing. And it's so amazing. And so this right here, this thought is that passion isn't something you just have. It is something that you develop. And you guys know, if you watch my stories and anything about me, one of my things is that I love food. And so recently I have just started looking at my Instagram as my restaurant. And I wanted to share this with you because it gives you a different perspective of what you're looking at that I had never really thought about. So if Instagram is your restaurant and you walk into it, your stories are going to be your menu, your appetizers, what you're serving for dinner, your dessert, and all the little drinks and fun stuff. And so that's what your stories are. You're sprinkling, you're sharing all the goodness of what you have. And then whatever your special of the day is, that's your post. And so in your stories, you should be highlighting what your special is for the day. So if I'm talking about what my products are doing for me in my post, that's what I try to offer for a Thrive experience, a mini experience, anything like that. If I'm going to be doing a post that's more about the promoter side or what it's done for me with the promoter side, then I try and offer the promoter packs and I talk about those kinds of things. So really, when they talk about for us to really be intentional with our posting, that's what I've really recognized, is that Instagram can just be a restaurant. And so whatever your hobby is, whatever it is that works for you, a library, whatever, it just correlated to me because I just love food. I'm like obsessed with food. And I think it's because when I was raising kids, I just had to constantly be thinking about, okay, now what am I doing for dinner? What are we doing for breakfast? What are we doing for lunch? And so that's really all that I have for you guys tonight. I don't want to ramble on because I could, but I love being here. And peeling back these layers and figuring out who I am has been so enlightening to me. And I am just so grateful for all of you. I am so grateful for this opportunity. And I look forward to just getting to know all of you better the longer I'm here. So anyway, that's it, guys.
I'm gonna close this out and I will upload this and put it on the team page. But Cece, that was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Good night,
bye, guys.